Greetings everyone, my name is Dr. Jason Freeman. I'd like to welcome you all to my channel. In this video, I'll give you the top 5 places that I've traveled internationally that I think you should check out too. Now at any point, feel free to click the notification bell or subscribe to my channel to get more content. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm gonna start with just an honorable mention place on this list, and that's gonna be Coco Cay in the Bahamas. So in April, I actually went and visited the Bahamas for the first time. I went to Nassau. Me and my wife were on a cruise. And so as part of that cruise, the Royal Caribbean has their own private island called Coco Cay. And so it's a really chill place. It's a cruise stop, but it was somewhere. The beach was nice. The weather was amazing. It's a really cool, chill place. And so definitely, I definitely recommend doing a cruise. I was not initially a cruise person. I was always more so, I want to go to the place, explore. But since going on 2 cruises so far, I'm going to go on a third, go another one in April. I like cruises. It's a really cool, easy way to see a lot of places and to travel. And so I definitely, would advise going to the Bahamas, and specifically my favorite stop during my last cruise to the Bahamas was Coco Cay. So I definitely highly recommend going there and doing that at least once. But number 5 on my list would be Dublin, Ireland. So Dublin, Ireland was one of the first places that I traveled to internationally. It's a very down-to-earth city, and what I mean by that is Dublin doesn't feel like a big city. It's very walkable, so me and my wife walked around Dublin. And it's really just a nice, cool city. The people, Irish people, are very interesting, very nice people. It's just very, very kind of cool, down to earth place. I didn't feel in any way like out of place or anything there. I just really like being there. And so one thing that I definitely enjoyed doing is we went to a couple pubs there. I'm a big Guinness fan. I love Guinness, and so I definitely got Guinness in Dublin, Ireland. And also I love beef stew. I love Irish food in general. And so that's a really cool thing to do. So I'm glad I got to go to Dublin, but definitely that's my number 5 on the list. There's a lot of really good places, but that's one of the places internationally that I would definitely, if you're not really for a big fast-paced type city, if you like cities with a lot of character, and there are characters as well in Dublin. I can think of a couple interesting stories from there, which I maybe on a different video. But basically, definitely, I would advise, again, not a super fast-paced city, but check out Dublin at some point. So number 4 on my list. So I'm not just doing cities. I'm going to do the entire country of Belgium. So I really love Belgium. I love chocolate, and so the chocolates there were just amazing. We actually went to a chocolate. Me and my wife went to a chocolate museum. I learned all about how chocolate is made and all stuff. We got to try some chocolate that hadn't been, sweetened yet and all that stuff. But it's really cool. And then we definitely got different chocolates while we were there. Very cool. That was very cool. The Belgian food scene is actually pretty good as well. So we tried different foods in different cities, and so I definitely enjoy the food scene there as well. First time I saw somebody put mayonnaise on fries was in Belgium. The other thing about Belgium, so again, there's a lot of really cool places. So we went to Ghent, and Ghent has a lot of really great history. Saw a castle in Ghent. Again, coming from North America, you don't really see that every day. The other thing I like was going to Bruges and going to the canal trip. That was really cool. So I definitely advise doing those different things. So I would say when you come to Belgium, don't just stick to one city. Don't just stick to Brussels. And we were staying in Brussels mainly, but we went all over. Went to Antwerp, which felt to me like probably the most livable city in Belgium that I can think of. For me, basically. So basically, if I was going to move to Belgium, I probably would move to Antwerp. It just felt like it's a really just cool, regular, livable city. The other thing about Belgium is we went to different places while we were there, and there's a lot of really cool art. We went to this one church, I can't remember, I think it was in Antwerp, and it's just very beautiful. You go inside and this beautiful scene. You think about the Sistine Chapel in Italy, and so this was kind of similar thing in Antwerp, Belgium. So again, just a really cool, nice place to visit. So I would definitely say just in general, go to Belgium as a whole and go to different cities while you're there. Number three on my list is Oxford, England. Oxford, England. So as anyone who's kind of been on this channel for a while may know, I'm going to be going to England in January of 2023. Now, the last time I was in England, I was there to attend a workshop at Oxford University. I actually stayed in St. Catherine's College while I was there. And so a lot of really cool things about Oxford. So similar to similar to like Ghent in Belgium, very historic, really cool, a lot of history. We actually did a tour. My wife did a tour of Oxford University on the different colleges there, and so we had a student who's in the whole cloak. If you've been familiar with Oxford, they kind of wear these kind of like uniforms that's like cloak. And so while we were there, he was a really cool, really nice tour guide, and he kind of took us around to kind of see the different colleges and told us all about the history of Oxford University, including the conflicts between the students and the townspeople. Similar to anything you would see on like Game of Thrones, like they were like killing people, like killing each other. It was really, really interesting. About how, and also how students from Oxford end up going and help, I think this is the case, help found Cambridge University, though I might have to kind of check my facts on that one. But basically, it was a really cool, really interesting place to be, Oxford. Very walkable, very kind of, again, it's a college town. So if you've been to college towns, you can go on campus and kind of just get that whole experience. On my image when I first started my channel, when I was at St. Catherine's in Oxford, I had my Oxford sweatshirt with my hat. And so I took a picture, and that's kind of been my picture for a while on YouTube. I'm going to change that at some point. But anybody who's seen any of my first videos and they kind of see me doing this with the Oxford shirt, that was when I was there. That was back in 2013. So definitely I would, if you are in England, and I'll be talking about different places, but definitely check out Oxford at least once. You get a really, prestigious college, one of the most prestigious colleges in the world. And also, you just go on campus and kind of just get the feel for the college and kind of see the history and learn the history of the college. So number two on my list is Berlin, Germany. So also in 2013, I traveled to Germany for in this case, it was for a conference, a psychology conference. And so while I was there, I was mainly in Leipzig, and Leipzig is a decent city, but honestly, I really enjoyed the trip more when I actually got to go to Berlin. Berlin is a very modern, really cool city. If you like modern cities, like for example, like LA, New York, relatively large cities, and I don't really know how large Berlin is, but it seems like a decent sized city. Go to Berlin. It's really cool, really nice. You can get whatever you buy. I'll kind of do a lot of shopping and stuff there. And one of the things I loved about being in Berlin is I'm a history guy, and so the history. So I had this British tour guide who was living in Berlin. He was, I think he had got his PhD in history or something, and for whatever reason, he was living in Berlin at the time. And so he gave us a whole tour of different parts of the city. So we went to saw the Berlin Wall, hold on, I'm gonna edit this out. The Brandenburg Gate, I almost said Arc de Triomphe, I'm sorry about that. The Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, so we saw that. Went to Humboldt University, where Karl Marx and Max Weber, two big sociology people, where they studied. It's a major university in Berlin. Just went all around the city. Did the whole Hitler's bunker thing where it was located. Went to memorials for World War II memorials from, again, obviously the German side, and also the Holocaust memorial there. So again, really interesting tour. Really, again, if you love history, especially coming from North America, where our history is very limited in regards to how far it goes back, outside of Native American, maybe sites, things like that. But like basically in Germany, history goes back many centuries, like buildings and things like that. So it's just a really cool thing. And again, it's also a modern city, so there's a lot of stuff to do in Berlin. So I definitely advise, if you're in Europe, to go check out Berlin at least once. And my number one place that I've visited internationally, that would definitely am going back again, is Montreal, Canada. So yes, in North America. So again, I've been to Europe, been to Central America. But definitely, of all the places I've been, the place I definitely want to go back to most is Montreal, Canada. Now, what do I start about Montreal? It's a very international city, meaning that no matter where you're from, whether you're from the United States, whether you're from France, whether you're from other parts of Canada, whether you're from Europe, Africa, wherever you're from, you feel again as part of this large melting pot. And I use Uber a lot, and so I had Ubers with people from all over the world. Some from Montreal, some from North Africa, places like that, and we all felt like we're just part of this big melting pot of culture. Walking down the street, you hear languages from all over the world. I heard Russian; these two Russian guys, kind of debating something. I don't speak Russian, but it was really interesting to hear them talking. Again, where I was actually staying was in a French neighborhood, essentially, in Montreal, French speaking neighborhood. I learned just enough French to have them tell me you probably want to use English when you're ordering something from here. I tried. But yeah, it was really nice at the Airbnb while I was there. But really cool, really nice city to hang out in, and really nice to see. Beautiful city. Again, very welcoming, very culturally diverse, and food. I'm a foodie, and the food there was just really, really good. And you can get food from all over the place. Again, it's a very international city. The most international city that I think I've been to. I know New York is international as well, and definitely I would say in regards to the number of nationalities, probably New York beats Montreal. But what I would say about Montreal is it feels like a very much more of, it's not. If it doesn't feel like it's a city in North America. It feels like it's a very international city where no matter where you're from, you belong. And so that's why I feel like it's better integrated, or more interesting tapestry of Montreal compared to New York. Though I like New York as well. And so that was my list of the 5 international cities I definitely have been to, and would love and definitely recommend you all going as well. If you have other recommendations for cities that you would kind of advise people to kind of check out at some point, leave those in the comment section. Also, if you want me to do this again later, so again, I'm going to do a lot more traveling over the next couple years, especially to England, and as well as other places I have on tap. I've been to Mexico before. I'm going back to Mexico in April, so maybe I'll have some more recommendations from there. But basically, if you want me to do this again, just let me know and leave that whether you think I should do it or not in the comments as well. Also, if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to share this video with anyone you think might find this interesting, especially somebody who's thinking about traveling to any of those places. And also, if they have questions, or you or them, just leave the comments leave the questions in the comment section, and I'll try to answer those as soon as possible. Thank you all, and have a wonderful rest of your day.